Well, hey everybody, I am home. If you've been wondering where I've been at home. I've had a couple of days off, take some time off, and get some stuff done around the house. It is a Wednesday, and after tonight, I will be getting getting the truck all ready to go back out. Some of the things I want to do, want to show you some of the things that I do to keep the truck ready to go. I'll show you some of those things today. One of the things that we're going to do right now, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to pull out my oversized load marking flags, banners, and stuff. And I'm going to put them in a bag, and I'll show you why we do that. Also going to pull out my short straps, and we're going to scald the ends of them. Well, melt it so it doesn't fray. Let's do that right now. Okay, so it's kind of a chilly day today out here in central Oklahoma. And I have the truck over here. The PopsMotherRoad flatbed report. Big truck, Kenworth, over here. Here it is. Old 755. Now I keep the short straps over here in this compartment, and we'll do that here in just a second. Get it all open, and there's how I have my straps. You notice I use rubber bands to hold mine all in there. Kind of take a look in there, see how I've got them all in there. All my 4-inch ones are out here on the outside. The 2-inch ones generally stack inside there. I've got a couple of extras over here. These are the yard guys where I work. Will tie down stuff. They'll leave some of their stuff on there, and so I mark it with their name. This is Kevin's. Mark it with their names. I put it on the outside. I won't mess with theirs a whole lot because they may not want theirs messed with. But all this over here is mine, and you'll see that I have 755 written on each one of mine. Okay, so I've got it out here, and I've got my burner here. This is kind of a edge burner. You can see it'll light up here. I can get it to light up. There you go. I'll burn the edge with that. But here is the strap, and the first thing you do is you take the thing and you roll it out. So there it goes. Now the other end is the end we want to mess with, but what we're going to do is we're going to examine this strap. Each one of these straps, I'm going to do this. I'm going to take the strap and I'm going to go down it, and I'm going to look for the defects that would give you a ticket out on the road. And I'll tell you what they are as I find them, and tell you whether they are acceptable for being out on the road or whether or not they are unacceptable for being out on the road. Let's take a look. Okay, here's a little spot in this one. What we're looking for on here is to see if this is perforating. And right here, my finger's on the back side of this little hole right here, and it's not perforated. And it's coming over here, and one of the things you want to look for on the other side is whether or not it has come in from the edge a 1/4 inch. And if the slit has come in a 1/4 inch, then that makes it an illegal strap. That's one of the things you want to look for. Okay, as I was examining this one, came up here, and we do have a perforation in here. This eliminates this one from D.O.T. In other words, I have to throw this strap away. I can cut it right here and then use the end of it, but it only looks to be about 12 feet long that way, and I rarely use a 12-foot one, so I will wind up throwing this one away because that is a D.O.T. defect you get a $250 ticket for. Alright, so I've got another one out here, and this is one that is a little bit thinner material than those orange ones, and so the wrap itself does not wind up being quite as long. Let's roll this one out and let's see what we have. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to take this strap and we're just going to examine the whole length of it here, and we're looking for frays like that, and then we check and see if it's fraying as far as fray right there. Checking to see if it's in there a 1/4 inch, and it's not, so that's acceptable. And so we're just going to keep looking on the strap. And here's one in which it's starting to kind of cut in right there. That's still not illegal because it's not through, but you'll want to watch. Sometimes those will wear through, and then you have to throw that strap away. We'll keep on looking at this one, show you any other possible defects. Now, I'm down here at the hook end. As you know, these things hook under your truck or around the bar or into the frame. And so right in here, the first 4 feet are very likely to get some kind of a abrasion on them. And this, where it's sewn together here, this is least likely, because that is a double layer, and that's usually Kevlar that's in there, and so it won't give up. But this first 3-4 feet that you have here, you have to really look at to make sure. You can see right there, that's kind of been on an edge, and it has not broken through, and so that's still a good strap. So this strap is good, and so we'll scald into this thing, because this is one of the new ones where a strap that I had got abrased down at one end of it, and when it got abrased down at one end of it, then it made it to where it was illegal at that end of it. Okay, you can go into the truck stops and you can find these strap winders, and these strap winders cost you upwards of $75, $80. Let me suggest that you go to Harbor Freight and get yourself one of these hammer drills and manufacture yourself one of these little forks. Let me show you what it is. All it is you take a bolt there in the middle. That's what that is a bolt, and you screw it into a nut. See that nut that's down on the end of it there? Let's see if I can get it. Yeah, that's a nut right there. And then you get 2 pieces of rod and tack weld them down here straight, and once you get them tack welded on there, then all you do is smooth it out. And once you've smoothed it out, then you've got yourself a nice little strap winder. Watch this. All right. Now, what you do is you take this and you bang it up against your truck, and then it makes it into a nice wound up strap. Take your rubber band. These are number 11 postal code rubber bands, and they'll last, each one will last about 6-7 months, and you get a box of about 500 of them, and you've got a year's supply in one box, and they cost about $12-15. All right, here's a little example of one where you might be tempted to throw it away, but this is a legal strap. You'll see right there on this is the inside of it. It looks like it's gone all the way through, but let's flip it over. It has not gone all the way through. Okay, so it is fraying a little over there, so you'll keep an eye on this strap, but this is still a legal strap. Here's the edge of it. Looks like it's fraying a bit there, right? but it's not in a 1/4 inch. So it's still good. And I'm gonna show you this edge. I did this one previously. You see that edge? It's real sharp. You can see these orange ones, they melt up a lot easier. So you have a lot better ability to stick them through that little hole in the winch. Okay, I'm going to show you a very specialized strap that I have here. It's a 2-inch strap, and it's only about 7 feet long. And this 7-footer, it's a specialized strap because some of the implements that I take, that I load, these will fit up into a little connector piece up on the front, and then I put a portable ratchet down here on the side, and I only need about 5 feet of that strap. And so I have a couple of the very short ones in here. All right, last time on one of these frays, you'll see that one looks really frayed right there, but look, it's not in a 1/4 inch, so that's still a passable strap right there. And that's on one of my 2-inch straps. Okay, on the same strap, looky here, you can see that one actually is perforated right there in the center. See the finger come through there. So this one, the most I would get out of it is about 10 feet. So I'm going to take this one down to be one of those short ones like I just showed you. So I'll scald the end of this one and make it a short one. Here's one that's kind of curious one. You can put this across a pallet and at an angle coming down, and then wind up with this kind of a crease on it. And if you'll notice that is into the first layer, and that may or may not be legal. And since I don't know whether or not that's going to be legal, somebody's going to call me on it, I'm throwing this one out. All right, we're done with that. Got all 16 short ones done, and I have 10 small ones, 2-inch wide ones done. I have about 4 short ones, 5 short ones, 2 medium ones, and 4 30-foot ones. So got all those looked at. Well, just kind of want to show you everything I did. Here is what's left, and I have a little bit more to show you. You can come around over here to the trash. So there's all those, and here's all these. All those go into my garbage this week. That's quite a bit. But anyway, that's what you got to do. You got to do that inventory and go over each strap every once in a while just to make sure that everything is according to Hoyle. Nothing's worse than getting out there in an inspection and they start looking at your straps and you got frays and stuff and you don't know whether or not you're going to pass. I want to thank one of my student drivers that I have, who said to me, what are you most fearful of as far as an inspection out there? I said that one of my strapes will have had a cut or something that I didn't notice before I put it on there. And the only way that you can figure that out is to do what I did, just get them out and look at them all. Okay, so we're going to get a bag and get all my wide load flags and banners all put up in the bag. And I'm going to show you the reason why. Now here is my side box here, and you can see it's kind of unorganized at this point. And so I'm going to kind of show you in here. You can see that back in there is, I'll point at them, there's wires that are hanging down back in there. And up in there, there's wires hanging down up in there too. And you'll see that there's these covered wires here. And every one of those is begging for a bungee cord to grab it. And each one of these flags that you have here has a bungee cord running through it. So every one of those things, the rule about bungee cords is whatever you want a bungee cord to grab onto, it won't, and whatever you don't want it to, it'll grab. That's just the way that they seem to operate. Ask any flatbedder that does tarps, you know what I mean. Try to hook it, it won't hook. And then you just want to grab some and get them out of the way, and they hook to everything that you get them past. So anyway, let's take a look at where we're going to put these. I went to Duluth Trading Company the other day and I found this bag, and I was looking specifically for a bag. It says Field and Stream on it, you know, but I specifically wanted to make sure it had very rough, durable outer. The inner I wasn't too concerned about, although this one is very well built. Anything out of Duluth Trading Company is pretty well built. I wanted it to have a handle on the end so that when I put it in there, then I can grab it. I wanted it to have a separate little pocket over here on the side where I can put other miscellaneous things I'll need whenever I do a wide load. So we're going to grab that, we're going to shove it in there, and then we're going to put it in underneath there, and that's who you keep hearing. Okay, so these are the flags that you hang on the outside points, and you see they have a bungee cord that's running through them there. And you want to keep two of those out to where they can be readily available, so that you in case you have a overhanging load, so you have two flags you can put out there. Now this, as you can see, is my oversized load banner. Both of my front and my back oversized load banner in here. There are the flags that go into the stake pockets, and there's a couple more flags like this that you can hook wherever you need to on your outside points. You guys remember Silas? He's there. You can say hi, Silas. Silas with me on Grandfather's Day, on Grandparents'. I guess it was Grandson's Day, wasn't it? Anyway, here we are, and we're back at the truck. Now I took that bag and I stuffed it back in here, and it's got all those banners and everything in it. Now the flags wouldn't fit inside of it, so I bundled them with zip ties. I'm putting them back there. The main thing is to separate those bungee cord hooks away from everything in here so it'll quit grabbing everything. And of course everybody needs a little bit of Everclear, and you know what that's for. No, it's not for drinking. That is for putting in your wiper fluid. In the wintertime, if you'll put in about 3 ounces into 2 gallons, then your wiper fluid will not freeze inside your hands as they're squirting the fluid out, and you can get it all the way down to like 0 degrees. You just put 2 ounces of Everclear alcohol in there, and so I keep a little bit in there. Season's pretty well done. It was new to start in the winter. It's pretty well done. I'll have a little bit to start next year. So that's what it's like today. Thanks for joining us here on Pop's Mother Road Flatbed Report, and from old Silas over there and me, we thank you. God bless you. We'll see you.